What a fun week. We are so grateful every time you choose to get up with us. And nothing more fun than Hembo and Graziano. Here we go. Since Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys in '89, they've drafted 51 Pro Bowlers. That's the most in the NFL.
Yeah.
Which team has drafted the fewest in that span?
I like doing trivia on days when Bart's here because, hey, sometimes he's helpful, but he's always hilarious and distracting. Like, I was trying to say the Jaguars because they didn't even exist in 1989, but he's talking me off the Jaguars. He's listing every single guy that's ever played for the Jaguars, whether he made a Pro Bowl or not, so it's not the Jaguars. I guess Houston Texans.
Because it's one that I did not hear anyone mention it through all the guessing that we have done.
What happened there?
The Jaguars are close, the Texans are close, the Browns are close, but the answer is the Raiders with only 18. Right. Not one person in the room said that. Oh, stand by. We have just lost utter control of the proceedings.
What's going on here?
Stephen A., come on over.
How we doing?
Come over. Come on. We never see you in New York anymore.
My boy.
Stephen A. Stephen A., great to have you as always. First of all, we love to have you here. But let's get a quick preview. We played some of the conversation, your sit down with Jerry Jones. We played it a little bit earlier on the show. I know you'll play it expansively on First Take, and then you can see the whole thing on YouTube. But give us a little preview of what we have to say this morning about Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons and the way this thing has now turned.
Well, listen, I think that, Bart, I saw you earlier going off the way that you did, and I thought it was completely justified on this part, because if you're listening to it, you're going to take it that way. When you're sitting there interviewing him, listen, the man is approaching 83 years of age. He's a billionaire. He's accustomed to doing things his way and not bending at all, and that's exactly the impression that you got because, again, he sat down with me for over an hour. And so there's a lot of questions that I'm asking him, like, Jerry, this is a 25-year-old. You're worth $12.8 billion as a company. You yourself, according to Forbes, is worth about $16 billion. You've got to know that sitting across from a 25-year-old trying to act like that as a negotiation is wrong. And then he said some things that he hadn't told us before, like Micah called him. He didn't call. And he thought they had a deal. And then it was Micah that told him not to call him again after calling him and talking to him. Then Micah gets on the phone and says, don't call me no more. Call my agent, et cetera, et cetera. So he gives some of those details, but in the end, he's resolute in his position. And his attitude is, I got him under contract for 3 years. He ain't going nowhere. I got him this year, I can franchise him next year, and I can franchise him the year after that. I got him for the next 3 years. Unless he's willing to sit out, what's he gonna do? Now that is obviously something that would irritate a lot of people listening to that.
Sure.
But it doesn't negate the fact that it is a fact that he does have that kind of leverage.
Does he appreciate that it also hurts his team? Because by franchise tagging him, the cap number will be worse. So like he's taking his position.
Brought that up too.
Yeah, he's taking, and so his pushback is that his personal pride is more important than building the best team.
We've been asking him that question, and then, I brought up Dak. And this is what he said. And listen, I don't want to give away the whole interview, but he was like this. He said, we tried to work out something with Dak before. It didn't work. He played. We tried it again the next year. It didn't work out. He played. So in other words, he gave the indication, get on the field, then come talk to me. And so it seems to be that kind of standoff. All of us imagine that in the end, Michael will get his money, he'll end up in a Dallas Cowboy uniform, et cetera, et cetera.
Do you still expect that?
I do, because I asked him. I said to him, are you willing to trade him? You want him to go? He said, he's a Dallas Cowboy, and I got him for 3 more years. Unless he's willing to sit out for 3 years, what's he going to do?
He can do some other things, but really what everybody wants to know is, who's the mama and who's the daddy?
What was the deal?
Who is the kid?
Well, listen.
We have to tune in to find that out.
Well, listen, yes, that's true, but I found myself asking that damn question myself. So I'm just looking at him, and again, listen, you're old school, you're a billionaire,
yeah.
You're addicted to your ways, and this isn't the first, and he's given every indication that it ain't gonna be the last. There's a certain way of doing things. And listen, David Mulugeta is one of the best agents in the business. And to act like, to sit up there and say it's about 2 people, it's not about that dude that's the distant third. It's like damn, are you really getting what you're saying? It gets one, and I tell people all of this the time when you're interviewing somebody on a show like this and you're just talking to them for a few minutes, that's different. When you got them for an hour, hour and a half, you let them speak. Yeah. And you go like this, I want y'all to hear in its entirety what this man is saying. And that's what it was.
You will see the entire thing on YouTube. It will be available later today. And, of course, much more of the interview on First Take.
This kind of feels like a press run, and he's manufacturing some drama in order for us to watch the documentary. Like, please, everyone go watch the Netflix documentary. It's fun and entertaining so that Jerry can be happy and be quiet, because it feels like manufactured beef because he's trying to sell an album. And to me, it doesn't feel necessarily like it's genuine because it doesn't make sense. Like
it didn't feel manufactured.
Okay.
I felt this was different than Dak. Okay. This was different than CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? I believe he would say no. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I think that for some reason you do have people, and we lament this on many occasions throughout our careers, where people are taking stuff personal, and you're looking at them like, what nerve for you to take it personal? We're the ones that should take it personal, not you.
Right.
But this is one of those situations where Micah would seem to be the one who should be taking it very personally, and it's Jerry Jones who seems to be taking it very personally. So I think you'll be very interested in what he has to say.
The impression you got from him is the ball's in Micah's court. Like Jerry's not inclined to move at all.
Jerry's not inclined to move at all, because Jerry's like, he's under contract. Yeah. He's a Dallas Cowboy. And anybody who's talking about trading, he said it's BS, because they can't talk to him. They know he belongs to the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, let's not give too much away. Again, First Take is coming up in 6 minutes. The entire interview available on YouTube. By the way, just very quickly, you and I are just about the same age. We both grew up in this city. You are now the voice on the E-Train with the new launch of our new app yesterday. I saw that in the rollout, which I hosted on Tuesday, and I thought to myself, even for you, who has had so many cool things happen in your life, for to be a New York City kid who rode the subway to school, which I did and you did, you're suddenly the voice on the E-Train. That's pretty good.
It was cool, because let me tell you something. I'm a very busy man. I ain't got no time to be doing some of these commercials and stuff like that. But they went like this. They said, hey, man, it's about the E-Train. I was like this. Damn, I took that. I took that when I had to go to school.
Yeah.
When I had to go to work. I mean, I took that all my life growing up in Hollis, Queens. So I took the E or the F train to 179th Street at 179th Street. So I'm like, yeah, I could do that.
All right, they're yelling at me, but you got to go. We love you. Good to see you back, my man. It's been too long. All right, First Take again. Coming up next, they are 5 minutes away. Much more of Stephen A's interview with Jerry Jones. He had so many more stunning things to say about this Micah situation. Do not miss it. Top of the hour, First Take here on ESPN.
Practice a couple of days ago after getting his foot stepped on. They x-rayed it. Apparently it came back okay. He didn't practice yesterday, but head coach John Harbaugh telling reporters there in Baltimore that they avoided a major problem. He said prayers get answered sometimes. So it sounds like full steam ahead for Lamar Jackson. We'll see when he's able to get back into practice. Travis Hunter, the Jaguars rookie, who's going to play on both sides of the ball in the NFL, just like he did in college. He's been missing practice time with what the team describes as an upper body injury. Not going to play in the Jaguars preseason finale, but head coach Liam Cohen saying yesterday that it's just about getting him ready for the regular season, and that if it was a game that counted, he would be able to play. And another rookie, first-rounder Derek Harmon of the Steelers, left last night's game with what Coach Mike Tomlin said afterwards was a knee sprain. They're sending him for further testing today. We're awaiting word on how severe that injury is. It sounds like he might have to miss some time just because we're so close to the start of the season. But stay tuned on Derek Harmon, a big part of the Steelers' plans on defense.
Absolutely. That would be a terrible shame for a team trying to get off to a fast start. They play that fascinating opener, Aaron Rodgers at the Jets, his former team. Meanwhile, speaking of Rodgers, the former Steeler quarterback Ben Roethlisberger predicted back in May the Steelers would win 11 games this year. Then he went and watched Aaron Rodgers at camp. He now has a different prediction. Listen.
Watching Aaron work, he threw one pass, and as he was starting to walk over me, I was like, man, tell you what, one thing doesn't stop working, that's that arm. Like his arm looks good. And at some point before the season starts, I'm going to go back through my book, my football notebook, and I might have to readjust my pick for the season.